When I'm ready to start designing the theme, I think about my own life. I stop writing the story that I'm working on and I take a break and I write my memoirs, basically. I reflect upon the conflicts that have actually happened to me in real life, that I have some first-hand expertise on. And I think of it as an arc that I've been through. I plan it out just like I plan out the fictional story. Conflict, exposition, culmination, resolution. Before, after, with a change in the middle. And it kind of becomes a therapy session for me, inevitably. Now, I'm picking a point in my life that is related to the story that I'm working on. Something that I think will give me insight into the character, something that'll help me feel immersed in the scene that I'm writing when I'm actually ready to write the darn script. And I should say, you can start anywhere in these story charts. If you have a great conflict, if you've got a great antagonist, then you can kind of reverse engineer the rest of it. But if you have a great theme, you can start with the theme and work your way backwards. You could start with the plot, you could start with the arc. It's all one big interconnected system. So when I went to grad school, I got my master's degree in screenwriting, as a matter of fact. And I had a really, really toxic grad school experience. I had a bunch of personal stuff going on in my life that I wasn't handling well. And then when I got to grad school, my teachers were really very abusive. It was a very toxic situation. I behaved very poorly. I learned a lot about myself through that whole experience with a lot of therapy. But that's an interesting before for my character arc, because now I'm teaching intro to script writing as a class. I've had other traumatic things happen to me in my life. Emotional abuse, physical abuse, a lot of really weird humiliations. But I'm not teaching a class about any of those. I haven't made any of those my career. For some reason, this was a really formative one for me. So if I pick this point in my life as the before to my current after, the after is always where you are right now, today, that brings up a million interesting themes. It's my career, money's involved, not a lot of money, not enough money. So the story only has a before and after, and already I can get into Marxist criticism. It's about script writing and how you do it, what the process is. My teachers didn't really teach me the process. I asked a bunch of questions and they weren't really professors. They were screenwriters. This was in LA. They were working screenwriters who just wanted a semester-long gig, basically. And they didn't believe in film school. They hadn't gone to film school. And so when we came in and asked film school questions, that triggered their imposter syndrome, and they took it out on us. It was brutal. It was not the right way for teachers to treat their students. So there's another theme, teaching. What are the ethics of teaching? So whenever I write a scene with a mentor in it, that has been shaped by my experiences of being a student and being a teacher. And that also bleeds over into like parenting. I'm a dad. At the time of this recording, my son is 5 years old. We just spent all day at the Magic Kingdom. It was awesome. And absolutely my experiences as a student have shaped the way that I parent, have shaped the way that I communicate with my son, have shaped the way that I have taught my son to communicate. If he goes on and has kids, he's going to be communicating with them the way that I communicated with him sometimes. So my story only has a before and after, and already we're talking about my son's child. The wisdom passed between parents from generation to generation. And if my son doesn't have kids, then the wisdom dies with him. All right, never mind. He's allowed not to have kids. That's fine. I'll be very happy either way. So to recap, I pick a point in my life that I think is relevant to the story that I'm writing, and I use that as the before, and I use me right now as the after.